Paraklam and Zayin, Pasuk Kaf Aleph, the idea that Reuven was the one of all the brothers who specifically saved Yosef HaTzadik. Pasuk tells us, Vayishma Reuven vayitzileu mi'adam vayomer lo nakenu nafesh. And the question we had asked last class was, what was it about Reuven that he was the one who specifically came to try to save Yosef HaTzadik? So the approach of Rashi, that he was the oldest and felt the responsibility. We developed this idea based on the Medrash, that had he gone that one step further, taking the responsibility of the oldest and realizing this had tremendous implications, Jewish history may have been different. We also saw the approach of Tosefet Bracha, Vayishma Reuven, he heard the Bas Kol, no one else did. Mentioned there's another Medrash which looks at this at a completely different level, very powerful Medrash with very important lessons for our lives. The Medrash is found on page 56 in the Sichos Musar of Chaim Shmulevitz. So it's brought down, V'nitbonen b'kama mekomot v'nereh goldel ha'hitalut sha'idei tashlum hakarat hatov. This is the idea of hakarat hatov. Tiva Yishma Reuven vayitzileu mi'adam. V'amru Chazal Bereshit Rabbah. Ve'chanaya Rabbanan Amri Amar Reuven. V'hu molneh oti mechai ve'ni metzilo. Ani hayiti tzavur shenitchadti mikorach oto ma'aseh masabila. V'hu molneh oti mechai shenemar v'achadasar kochavim mishtachavim li ve'ni metzilo. Very powerful Medrash. Medrash says that after Reuven sinned with moving around the couches, the beds, by the tent of Bilhah and Yaakov Avinu, that Reuven really felt, and that's why Reuven was besakko ubetanito all the time, that he had perhaps forfeited his right to be counted as part of the Shiftei Ka. And he walked around with this on his head constantly, that perhaps there was no chance to do tshuva, as much as he tried, that he will never be part of the Shiftei Ka again. And then one night, Yosef HaTzadik has a dream. And in his dream, there are 11 stars bowing down to Yosef. And from that dream, which they understood was Nevuah, Reuven understood that indeed it was as if Yosef was giving him a prophecy, that indeed he was going to be included as part of the Shiftei Ka. Klomar, Pershu Chazal Vayishma Reuven doesn't mean and Reuven heard, because we said it doesn't really seem to fit, but rather Melshon Hitbonanut Ubinat Halev. Shema could be to listen, but Shema could be much deeper than that. Shema could be to understand, right? We know that throughout Chumash, either Shema is to literally listen or it's to understand, like Shema Yisrael. It's Hitbonanut Binat Halev. Ki כשדנו השבטים את יוסף וחיומיתה, היה משפטם על פי דין, ואף ראובן היה עמהם בגמר דין, ולא חזר בה ראובן מעצם גמר דין, אלא שהתבונן ראובן בדבר וראה כי חייב הוא להצילו מצד הכרת הטוב על אף פסק דין. So, according to Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, that even though there was a Beis Din and there was a psak, nevertheless, al sakaras hatov, he was obligated to act differently than the Beis Din. V'yesh lishbonein be'etzem chiyuvo shel Reuven lakarat tova liyosef. So says Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, let's understand this. Reuven felt to act differently of the Beis Din al sakaras hatov. What exactly was sakaras hatov going on here? V'chima asal Yosef. What did Yosef after all do? V'arei lo haya kan ela chalom, was only a dream. V'ikar chalom afhi lo haya ela l'tovas Yosef. And the main benefactor of the dream was Yosef. Ela shebederach agav nodal Reuven aidei oto chalom shelo nidche mikoach oto ma'aseh v'arei hu nemneh b'shavei macha. It was almost roundabout that he learned from that dream that he was not driven away from the other brothers, but was counted equally. And that news, that understanding, even though it wasn't directed as him being the prime beneficiary, was nevertheless obligatory upon Makar Satov. And even though Yosef HaTzadik didn't invest at all in doing him this favor. The fact that Reuven benefited, even though Yosef didn't invest in him, and even though Yosef didn't do anything for him, the fact that he benefited at any level, that is demands from Reuven hakaras hatov. A bad guest says everything he did for himself. He didn't care about me. You're right. He may have been setting the table anyway, may have been cooking the food anyway, but if you're going to be able to sit down and enjoy that food, so you have to give thanks. It's because of this midah of hakaras hatov that the Torah writes about Ruvain. So according to Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, the upshot of this is very important. That hakaras hatov is so fundamental, so crucial. Hakaras hatov is even when the person isn't directly benefiting you, and they're the direct beneficiary. But if you at any level gain benefit as a result, right? The person's driving home, and you just hitch a ride, but they're really driving themselves home. They're not